everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and I wanted to take a couple of minutes before I get into what I'm going to be talking about today, just to alleviate some of you guys out there who thought that my Chic Sparrow Breezy Tote was too full. I actually have downsized what's in here. So I have my Athena Personal instead of 2 pockets. I have my Waypoint Passport in the rustic brown. I have my emergency inhaler and extender and EpiPen. And then I have my one bag, and it's the Chic Sparrow small rustic brown bag. So this is the small, and this was what was in the previous video, but I did have another bag and 2 pockets instead of the Athena, so I have downsized quite a bit. And so that's what's in here, and it fits lovely. And when I condensed the 2 pouches that I had, I was like, oh, I've got a ton of stuff in here that's duplicate. What the heck? So I have since condensed it. It's much lighter and thinner, and then I just keep my Samsung phone in the pocket. And just to kind of show you guys how it hangs off my shoulder, there it is. That's the drop to it. And I am 5'9" and 225 pounds. So I'm a big girl, and that is perfect for me. So it has been awesome, and it still looks brand spanking new, and I love it. So what I was going to get with my hair. It's very windy today, and I just got back from the orthopedic center. Evidently, I've been having some issues with my shoulder, and come to find out, my arthritis has continued into my neck. Yay! But back in January when I fell and got that big hematoma on my hip, I evidently gave myself whiplash. Who knew? So I have been struggling with my neck, and it's been just continually getting worse. And I went to my massage therapist last Sunday, and he was like, girl, you've got to do something. Being the person that I told my husband, I'm like, take care of it. He's like, take care of it. So I called the doctor, and they did x-rays, and my arthritis is in my spine, which we kind of knew was going to happen anyway. But she said that when I fell, I gave myself whiplash, and that probably activated the pain receptors for the arthritis. So I have 6 weeks of physical therapy. If that doesn't help, then they will do an MRI and go from there to see what they can do to alleviate some of the pain. We'll see. Hopefully physical therapy will work. But what I'm wanting to talk about today is this lovely beauty. This is the Athena, and it's in the personal size, in the new personal size. It does have the old style pen loop, but I love this leather so much. Oh my goodness. So, and I didn't realize I loved it until after it was retired. But thankfully someone, I'll link the video up here when I do the unboxing of this. I love it. But I have since set this up for my time-restricted eating intermittent fasting. So for those of you who don't know, I do the Circadian 12-hour fasting. And I have 12 hours from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. It's been about 8 p.m. to 8:30 a.m. When I fast. So most of the time I'm asleep, so it's very easy. And then from 8:30 to 8 p.m. that night, I will eat, and then I start my fast again. Now, in April, I had done 16-8, which was 16 hours of fasting and then an 8-hour window that I could eat. And I was doing that once every other day, once every third day, actually. What I found was that on my off days when I was not fasting, I was eating like a damn pig. I was just like, give me all the food. So I've been doing a lot of research into circadian rhythms and working, as many of you know, I've been working on my sleep pattern since October. And prior to October, I was getting 4.5 to 5.5 hours sleep a night. Thinking that's totally fine. No, it's not. People my age, which is 52, should be getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep. Or I'm sorry, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. A night. Yes, a night. I know that is a foreign concept for some of you guys out there. But I was cutting it very, very short. And mostly because I was doing Miracle Morning. And I thought, well, I can just get up and do that. And, you know, it won't bother me. Yeah, until I started going back into adrenal fatigue, which is never good. So, October 14th or 15th, I was done. I was exhausted. I couldn't do anything. And I said, I'm just going to see what getting 8 hours of sleep does, because I can't go on like this. And so I started cutting myself off at 10 o'clock. I went from 4.5 to 5.5 hours average to this past month, I was 7.5 hours on average for the entire month. And it has made a huge, huge difference. And now I'm reading the Circadian Code by Dr. Sachin Panda. And it talks about everything is affected when you don't get 7 to 8 hours of sleep, of good sleep. And if you haven't been watching my Instagram posts, I did order the Oura Ring, and hopefully it's supposed to ship out tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow I get an email saying your Oura Ring is coming. And it is what tracks my sleep cycle and tells me when I'm in REM sleep, everything. And it is the top of the line sleep tracker. And you just wear it every day. And I wear it, I got this sizing kit and I'm wearing it on this finger. And this is how serious I am about this. Usually I would get up, make myself coffee out of my Chemex with my Death Wish, and I would drink it all day long. I now get up at 6 o'clock, I make my coffee. I don't start drinking it until about 7:30. And then I stop at 2. Stop. So Amy does not have coffee or caffeine after 2 o'clock. It's been crazy. And I've never had problems getting to sleep, ever. But in the book, he talks about resetting your circadian rhythms and just how much getting 1 or 2 or 3 nights in a row bad sleep can affect your entire body, from your mood to your depression to your anxiety to your microbiome to your heart to causing type 2 diabetes. And now some of you maybe are like, oh, it doesn't do that. These are all actual research projects that have been backed by National Institutes of Health, and there have been multiple research studies done, and Dr. Panda is out of the Salk Institute. So, and believe me, I work at a university, and I know what type of weight that carries. So, and at the University of Utah, they're working on sleep studies and finding out just exactly how much actual sleep is affecting your entire body. So I bought the book and have just been fascinated with it. And mostly for my sleep patterns and getting back on my circadian rhythms, and how much getting up at 6 o'clock when the sun starts out, I actually get out into the sunlight, and that has a huge factor on how you are and how you go to sleep at night. It literally starts the night before, and then as with how much sleep you get, what you eat, when you eat, how you eat it, everything. And I'm just like, okay, I had no idea all of this was connected. So if you're interested, I'll link the book down below. You can get it on Amazon, and it is an amazing read. But what this is my tracking for that. I go into how much sleep I'm getting. I mean, I'm tracking, for May, I'm tracking a lot. But it's telling me a lot of different things. And when we flip this bad boy around, I will show you exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But regardless of anything else, just showing progress on my sleep alone has changed things for the better 100-fold. So whether you think it's woo stuff or not, it really changed the way I think about everything and the way I feel. My body feels better. My arthritis feels better. My hand swelling and everything feels better. And I don't necessarily have to watch what I'm eating, although that has changed too. There's an old saying, eat like a king, eat breakfast like a king, eat lunch like a prince, and eat dinner like a pauper. And it just kind of naturally did that for me. And I was a huge snacker between 8 o'clock and midnight, especially when I'm gaming. I would eat chips or a cookie or something sweet, and I just always do that. I do not eat after 8 o'clock. Period. End of story. That's done. And it has been super easy. And it's pretty much because it's like, that's just how it is. Kind of like when I decided January 1st, no more soda. Here we are, May 2nd, no soda. That's done. I'm just not doing it anymore. And it's very interesting because like Tony Robbins and all of the people that are, self-help gurus and all that kind of thing, they talk about you having to make that decision. That, when a lot of people who deal with like resolutions and all of that, they pick just something random, and when they don't meet it, it's like, oh, well, okay, well, that didn't work either. Resolutions don't work. But when you set a goal and you can see progress happening each and every month, then that is something completely different. And, a lot of people are like, you track so much and all this. And I'm like, because I need to see progress. I don't necessarily have to meet the goal. I don't have to, drop 50 pounds in a month. First, that's ridiculous. Nobody can do that. Not even with surgery. It took me 100 days to lose my first 100 pounds, and that was with gastric bypass surgery. So, 50 pounds in a month ain't never going to happen. 20 pounds in a month, not going to happen. But, at least not safely. But if you can see progress going forward, then that keeps your momentum going. And just like if you see a failure month after month after month and not meeting your goals that you set, it's like an anchor dragging you down to the bottom of the pits of the earth. Because you're not winning. You're not getting something. And, everybody's like, you just keep pushing yourself. You just keep pushing yourself. And it's like, yeah, I'm happy because I see progress. Whether it's 1 step or 20, it's progress for me. And that's why I keep pushing myself. That's why I keep running. That's why I keep doing what I do. Because I have to be able to see progress in myself in order to be happy, because I mean, not that the progress gives me happiness, because I will be 110% honest. I'm one of the happiest people I know. I love my life. I love everything that I do. Yes, I get stressed at work, but it's not because I'm unhappy. It's just some people make me absolutely ape shit bat crazy. And I just like, ugh! But it has nothing to do with my happiness level of my life and who I am and what I've become. I'm an extreme athlete. I am a triathlete. I am a geek. I'm a nerd. I'm so many things, but that's who I identify with. And it took a long time because, you know, I didn't know what I was for the first 40 years of my life, other than the fat girl. And that changed. And even though I still talk about that, the fat girl in my head, because she will always be there, no matter what. She's just like, And sometimes she comes out in funky ways, like today. Literally, 2 hours ago, I was like, fine, I have arthritis and I can't, and my neck is killing me. And I'm just like, great, wonderful. My body's falling apart. Oh, look, Nielsen's custard. We're going to go get a custard to make myself feel better. And I would love to tell you that I didn't. But I did. I got a concrete, which is, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's like a really super thick shake. And custard is the only thing that I can actually eat other than frozen yogurt, because it doesn't make me sick, because it doesn't have, it's made with a higher temperature, so it kills all the lactose in the milk. So I can actually eat it, and it's made with egg. And so it is a treat that I give myself. And I haven't had it in like months. And I got one, and I ate like a third of it. And I'm still miserable for it. It made me sick. And because it was too much sugar, and I'm not used to eating that much sugar anymore, which is a huge benefit for the whole fasting thing or in time restricted eating. But I was like, I'm within my time range. I can still eat that. I can have that. I'm excited. Let's treat ourselves, because, you know, we got bad news. Horrible, horrible habit. But it's one that dies hard in the back of my head, because in the back of my head, the little fat girl was like, let's go get it. Let's go get it. Let's go get it. Yeah, that'll make us feel better. No, it pretty much made me miserable. And I'm just like, so now I'm more miserable because I just spent $7 on a stupid concrete that I ate like a third of, and now it's in my freezer. And I'm just like, I am so sick. And I'm just like, the thought of it, I just want to throw up. But it's lessons like that help push me forward and go, okay, one, let's not treat ourselves like that, you know. And it was just a stupid choice, the wrong choice, and I know it, but there's that negative to it making me sick that I'm like, lesson learned. So now I won't have that craving again when I'm passing by it and go, ooh, I need that. No, you don't. Because remember, last time it made you sick as a dog. Let's not do that again. So I'm not perfect. God only knows I'm not perfect. But I need to see progress, and that includes through my exercise, through my running, through getting through my fear of water, and to do my next triathlon. And I was, yet again, yes, last night, I was stressed, and work was just like killing me, and I went ahead and I purchased my next tri-suit, which will come in at the end of May. But there was a part of me going, should we get it? Because really, do you want to do another triathlon? And you know you're afraid of water, and you haven't been training as much as you should be, and because of my neck, because it's been killing me. And I'm like, no, we're gonna get it, and we're gonna do this damn triathlon. I'm like, I already came in dead fucking last. We know what that feels like. If we come in DFL again, who cares? I at least did it. So instead of trying to talk myself out of it, and I knew I needed to get a new tri-suit regardless. So don't think that I was over treating myself or the tri-suit was the ice cream kind of thing. Don't make that connection. Because I am an R Sport ambassador, I needed to get a new tri-suit anyway, but they've actually improved the suit that I had. And this one has the big owl on it, everything. So it's actually my old tri-suit, just better. And the one that I'd gotten was too big, and I knew that, and I suffered through the triathlon last year. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I need to have something that fits better. And that's what this is. So, I'm very excited to get that. But there was that moment that I was like, really? Are you going to do another one? Maybe not. So really, do we need another? Because we can use the one that's too big one more time. And in all reality, I am going to use that one more time because this one doesn't come in until the end of May. And my next try is a week from Sunday. So, but I needed movement forward. And regardless of the outcome of next Sunday, it's the 11th of May, or next Saturday, not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday after that, May 11th, is the Women's Steel Try. And so regardless of that outcome, whether I'm, first or last, it doesn't matter. The fact that I am doing it and moving forward, whether it's a foot or a minute, or the fact that I am actually just doing it, is progress for me. I hope to do my first ocean swim in Morro Bay in November in California. So, regardless between what happens there and what happens in November, if I have one or two more triathlons during the year, I don't know. The one, not excuse, but the one caveat to all of this is I am not signing up for another triathlon until I finish Women of Steel. So I'm going to see how that turns out and then work out a new training schedule with my brother. And hopefully after physical therapy, this will release itself enough that I can start swimming again. But, we'll see. Running has been the one thing that I'm able to do. I've been on the bike a few times, but again, forward like that puts pressure on that shoulder, and I'm just like, till I get that fixed, I don't know what's coming next. I do know I've got runs, that's no problem, because I can run with this regardless, but swimming and biking, aggravate it. So we'll see what happens. But my personal feeling of progress was, come hell or high water, I'm getting a new suit. So I at least did that to make my brain give me some progress and not shut it down. Because if I hadn't have done that, it would have been too easy to just be like, it's only $80. Let's just, in my head, I had totally thought about the scenario of, let's call them and tell them we're just going to drop that down to a 10K. And they didn't have to refund me the amount. I just want to do the 10K instead of the try. And I'm just like, hells no, we're not doing that. So, because that is not progress. That's literally a step backwards. And so, come hell or high water, I'm doing the triathlon on May 11th. And I realize now it's out there now. So, I mean, technically, I could just like, snip this little piece out. But I'm not going to do that. Because I need progress. And that is going to push me forward. So, before I go off on any other tangents, notice how I can do that with this arm. Not so easy with this arm. So, and the physical therapist, or the physical assistant, or physician's assistant that I was seeing today, she's like, you have good range of motion. And I'm like, I do, because I'm just pushing through it. And she was like, well, what's your pain at? I'm like, 6.5 to 7. And she's like, constantly? And I'm like, mm-hmm. She's like, oh, okay. She goes, I don't see that on your face. And I'm like, because I'm used to it. So, I mean, I'm used to pain. I'm used to, you know, muscle strains and my hands hurting and all of that. And I'm just like, you just kind of figure it out and go forward. So she's like, I don't know that I could do that. And I'm like, this is where I'm at right now, to a point where I'm like, I can't go forward without it hurting anymore. I'm like, if it goes up any teeny tiny bit, I'm going to be done for. And all of this, you know, happy facade is just going to come crumbling down and I'm going to start killing people. So let's not do that. I mean, I know how much constant pain can change. I saw it in Greg. And, you know, that's part of the reason when he was like, I don't know if I can function without you here. And I'm like, there's no question. We're staying home. I'm not going to Rome. I'm here for you. So I'm like, I never want to get to that point. So that's why I'm like, let's just get it taken care of now. You know, once you know, I was watching Burgess Taylor yesterday in her coffee chat, and she says, if you're young, start taking care of your body now, because when you're old, it's going to start falling apart. Amen, sister. I'm like, holy crap. But I am very thankful that I have ways around certain things. Like, I've got braces, and I've got, you know, I can deal with the pain for right now, and I've got great insurance, and I can take care of things. So, there are benefits to that. So, I know there are a lot more people out there that are way worse off than me. So, holy crap, I've just realized I've been talking and rambling for 27 minutes. So, let's go ahead and turn this bad boy around so I can show you what's in here. Oh my God, it's going to be forever. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is my Athena. And you can see she's gotten some dings in her, but that's okay. That's what the Odyssey leather does. But you can kind of rub them out a little bit. So you just have to take the time, heat the leather up. And they do rub out, most of them. Like that one's a little bit deep to do that. But they do rub out. So I love this leather so much. Oh. So, what I've got in here, I've set this up. I've got just some washi cards and my Hobonichi stencil there. And then this is my mileage log, which is a pocket size, but I just tucked it in there along with a dashboard that has my beautiful husband. And then this is a Yellow Paper House monthly calendar that I ordered in personal size, just because I like having a calendar in here. And so it's very simple, and it's just literally to give me a calendar. It does have, that's the front. It does have the full month at a glance there in the front, but I don't really use that very often. But and then I have my little ollie clip right there, just to keep it on the month that's there. And that actually sits really well just right on top of the pocket. So, and then that one is actually tucked into the front right there. And then these are just stickers that I picked up from Amazon, and I can link that down below for you guys too. And then these are just some stickers that were done by a girl in the Utah Planners group. So I picked those up at our last meetup. And then this is the week at a glance. And this is kind of replacing my pocket bullet journal. And so because this whole thing goes in my bag with me everywhere, no matter what, it kind of, I kind of use it like my weeks and my bullet journal together. So, and I keep my tracker and everything in my weeks of what I've ordered and what I'm getting. And then, I'll just note different things that are happening that week. So this is just a weekly insert, which I'm loving. And I think it's got 27 weeks in it. Again, this is from Yellow Paper House. Right there. You can see yellowpaperhouse.com. Then next I have, again, stickers from that same stuff. This is my monthly tracker, and I have this in pocket size, but I decided to pick up one for the personal size. And this is my habits for May, or the 3 goals for May. I get 7.5 to 8 hours of sleep per night, fast at least 12 hours per night. The goal is to at least do 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., then walk outside for at least 30 minutes daily. And that's the quote that I talked about earlier. Eat like a queen, lunch like a princess, and dinner like a pauper. And these are the things that I'm tracking: 7 to 8 hours of sleep, AM medications, PM medications, 10K steps per day, daily log, radio Tezo in the mornings, daily walk, 80 ounces of water, no caffeine after 2. This is for tracking my bowel movements, because I'm tracking that right now to see where that fits into my circadian rhythm. I know it's probably TMI, but it's part of this whole process. Bed by 11, meditation, game time, running. And this is where it's like either I run my bike or I swim or I do strength training. So the dots mean that I didn't miss it. It's just it wasn't that day. So, and there are plenty. I think this is like a year and a half, actually. Or actually, no, I take that back. I think it actually might be 2 years worth of monthly trackers. And I love this tracker. It is so easy. And then just some stickers. And then this is something that you guys, if you've been following me for a while, have seen before. And what I'm doing is, this has replaced the Erin Condren meal tracker or wellness log that I was using. Again, I highlight it in green if I met my daily steps. I put my water intake. I write in how much coffee that I use or drink. I don't really mess with money I made, money I spent, money I saved per day. So I just cross that out and I put fasting. And here's where I track the time for my breakfast. So little hint here that breakfast is really your breaking fast. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. But I just put the times on when I do that. And then here in this, I'm actually tracking my sleep, which this was Monday night, or no, Tuesday. This is Wednesday. This was yesterday. I got 7.2 hours of sleep, or that night was Tuesday to Wednesday. Then I have a daily goal, my daily gratitude, and then my notes. And this is where I write my steps and my minutes, different things I want to work on, my exercise for the day. And this is today. So, film Athena setup, my steps for the day, my minimum, my gratitude, and then I had lunch at 1:30, and I haven't done my exercises yet. I haven't done my fasting yet. So I'll write the steps and the minimums, or the minutes, active minutes, tomorrow morning, and then I will highlight that in green if I met my steps. So these have 38 days in them. And by the way, this is a Cocoa Daisy pen, which I just thought matched the cover because of the dots. Thought, oh, I love that. So it's one of my favorites from Cocoa Daisy. So there's that. And then, again, I just have some stickers on there. And then this is my meal tracker. And this is one of the ones that I got in the $10 bundle. You got 5 inserts regardless. You just had to order them by size, and these are their misfits. And you can tell here the water, that there was like water damage on that, or it's got warped somehow. And it's like, I don't care, it's fine. And this is actually what prompted me to think about doing a personal instead of 2 pockets. And so far it's worked out great. And I've been doing this since the 28th of April, when I got the inserts. So I'm loving it. So here's where I track my meals. So like this was yesterday. I had black coffee at 7 a.m. And then I can also note the time here. And what I'm trying to do to see is, can I get rid of this and just use this, or where I'm going to determine where I prefer tracking the time for my breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that kind of thing. So I'm just kind of seeing where I want to have it, and using these in conjunction. And so at the end of the day or the next morning, I'll add up my calories. So yesterday I had 1,966 calories, 271 carbs, 77.5 grams of fat, and 80.5 grams of protein. So the reason I'm tracking my meals and what I'm eating is to where I can figure out where to start adjusting. And I can already tell you my carbs is going to be where I'm going to start adjusting, but I'm also using mycircadianclock.org, which is it's a research project app, but you take a picture of your food and then you send that through the app to determine your timing as far as how many or what your range of eating is. So I'm in day 7 right now, and the first 14 days of the app, and by the way, it's free. You give a baseline and you don't change anything. And then after 14 days, then the app itself will, a researcher will actually go in and determine, you're going to be better off doing this and this based on all of the research that you've sent in. And it's literally a part of an NIH research project through Dr. Panda. And it talks about resetting your circadian rhythms and your habits, all of that. And so right now I'm just tracking and trying to see how I'm doing things. And then I will probably start shortening the window from 12 hours of fasting or of eating down to, I'll shrink it by an hour to 11 hours. So I have 13 hours of fasting and an 11-hour eating window. And I'll probably get down and see what range, because they say anywhere from 8 to 12 hours is ideal. They seem to think between 8 and 9 is ideal for a lot of people who especially want to lose weight. But they'll make recommendations based on your baseline and how you do throughout the project. So it's totally free. You do give them the research, but it's part of the greater good for me, I think. But anyway, I'm tracking this. One, it tells me, holy crap, I had no idea that this had 40 grams of freaking carbs. Really? Seriously? And so you're just like, wow, it just makes you pay attention. And I was just like blown away. That like literally my overnight oats with my banana and blueberries and quinoa, flaxseed, oatmeal, and something else, and I put it in every morning, actually has more calories than one slice of chicken pizza. I'm like, that's just kind of crazy, but it's my breakfast, and so I'm happy with that. But I was also, with black coffee, I don't have there's no calories. But with my, let me see if I kept it up here. Like with my bulletproof coffee, 230 calories, 25 grams of fat. There was no protein or carbs. But if I did regular creamer, it was like 260 calories for the same amount of coffee, and grams of fat shot up to 40. And my carbs were like 16, 18, 20, I can't remember. And then again, no protein. But I was just like, it's 3 little cups of creamer. How on earth? And you're like, wow, that is just like cram-packed of crap. And so I was just amazed. And so now, I mean, yes, I like the chocolate caramel creamer better than anything in my coffee. That is my treat. But do I like it, for an additional 250 calories? No, I don't. And if I add creamer and stuff to my coffee, then that actually stops my fasting. Whereas black coffee does not. Although there is still some controversy over that. But I look at it as not. But we'll see how it does. So I put it all in there, and if I have to adjust when I drink my coffee, when I start it, push it out until 8:30, I'll do that. And that will tell you how serious I am when I actually give up some of my coffee because of this whole situation. But, and then I have another Ollie clip on the back. These are the mini Ollie clips. And then my field notes, which is my journal, just tucked in the back here. And that's it. So I took 2 of the inserts from my pocket, put it in there, along with 4 inserts of the personal size, and that's it. Now I do have the the A6 rivet divider in this, and it works great. It is very, very close to the end, but like I was actually using this in my weeks as well, so I knew it was going to fit in the personal. So, and then I have the little clock from Cocoa Daisy, but that's everything, and that's where I'm tracking it all. So this goes everywhere with me, everywhere, and I'm really enjoying it, and I love the leather. I love the look of this, and it just, because it's something that makes me happy to get into every day, and I'm tracking my progress in these inserts, it makes a huge difference. I feel like I'm making progress in this more than anything. And I loved the Erin Condren, but it was like, well, if I have it in here, then I don't need to add the Erin Condren wellness log to my A5. So I'm like, okay, I can streamline other places and still have this just be the only thing that fits into my bag. And let me just get the, I'll do you a top-down view of the Breezy Tote, because I wanted to show you just how well the personal fits in. So it's perfect. I mean, there's plenty of room on both sides, and I can either, what I usually do is I put the personal on top of my inhaler, and then my passport goes on top of my pouch. But that is pretty much perfect. So, and there's quite a bit of room to shut it, and it is so much better. So much better. So anyway, that is my Athena and my tracking and everything for my intermittent fasting time. And I don't mean to confuse everybody, because time restricted eating is a form of intermittent fasting. So they're kind of interchangeable, but intermittent fasting is when you restrict yourself from fasting, and you can do, there's 5-2, which is you eat 5 days, you eat regular, and then you fast for 2 days, which is 48 hours. And you can either do it like eat 3 days, fast a day, eat a day, fast another day. But it's 2 days of fasting in a week. Or you can do alternate day fasting, which is you fast for 24 hours and you eat for 24 hours. Fast for 24 hours, eat for 24 hours. But for me, it has been very beneficial to get on a rhythm and my circadian clock, because when I wake up when the sun rises, I go to sleep when the sun sets, and I stop eating when the sun sets. So it has, because my schedule allows for that. My husband works 11 to 7 and sleeps. He doesn't come to bed until like 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes 3:30, but usually 3:30 to 4:30 in the morning. And so his schedule, his shift working, does not allow him to do everything by his circadian clock, which is unfortunate because it does set things off that are negatives for him. But he's already agreed to read the book after I finish, so he can see if there are ways he can tweak different things to help his body. But I'm lucky that I work 8 to 5, and I work Monday through Friday. I don't change my schedule. I don't get up later. I pretty much get up at 6 o'clock every morning, and it's not like my alarm just goes off. It's my body wakes up, and because I'm in a circadian rhythm with the sun and all of that, it just kind of normally happens. And I was never like that. and now I can tell that my body is getting into a particular rhythm, and it feels so much better. Oh my gosh, I can't. Sorry to sound like I'm preaching, because it's like, oh my God, I had no idea all this was connected, and that it would make me feel so much better and do all. And I'm like, oh, so I'm gonna write a blog post about it within this next week as well. So, but anyway, I just wanted to go in and show you all of this, and I hope you guys have learned something, or found something that might work for you. If you have any questions, please put them down below, and I will get back to them as soon as I can. As always, spend the rest of your day celebrating, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.